Obviously, a disappointing loss for us from a standpoint that with 2 minutes ago or a minute and a half, whatever it was, we were right there and then had some miscues down the stretch. But I thought from how we battled and for a young team to have this type of a game this early, I thought the atmosphere was terrific. For November 16th to have this type of test for us, I thought was good. Regardless of how it was going to turn out, we were going to be able to learn a lot tonight and be able to take this as we go through the film over the next day or two and prepare for stepping forward. Areas that we needed to get better at, areas that I felt that we needed to take steps forward in, and we would only know that from a standpoint of how we were going to get tested, and obviously tonight with them. Seniors made some big shots. Blew it, hit the three off the staggered, and then a loose ball kind of scrum, and he gets one in the corner on transition, and they convert on their end. We don't on our end. So, but happy for how some guys are with some guys and how they battled. I think I learned even more in terms of people that are guys that are sticking their nose in and getting after it a little bit. I like the way we competed, but obviously we've got to continue to improve in some areas and execute for a complete 40 minutes. 70 possessions is a lot from a standpoint of the last minute 30 will get magnified or looked at what happened, but there's a lot of things in the previous 60, 65 possessions that we'll look at as well and try to get better. So with that, I'll take any questions.
Jeff.
Greg, over to your left. You mentioned the other possessions earlier in the game. Would some of that be defense early on the interior and then maybe some shot selection that you maybe like to have some guys take some other choices? Yeah,
I think both of those. I thought also physicality, the rebounding, even though the rebounding numbers are relatively even on offensive rebounds. I just thought we needed to I needed to see more physicalness from some guys, and some of that was in transition of stopping the ball and trying to take charges. We had one. I think Brad took one, but there was a willingness to step toe to toe with a team that's going to play like that, and we pride ourselves in playing physical, and I wanted to see where we're at. Not surprised by what I saw. We've got areas we got to grow in. So, but defensively, rebounding, we did some good things defensively. But we also, especially early in the game, we gave too many things up right at the rim.
Evan.
You guys, the 2 points were sort of in danger of seeing Xavier kind of pull ahead by a comfortable margin. First half, you guys closed on a 9-0 run without Ethan on the floor for the final 4 minutes, and you guys are down, I think, 7 late in the second and come back to tie it. Were you impressed with sort of just the fortitude your young team showed in their first test here?
Yeah, they compete. I thought the crowd was terrific. I thought they got energized from that. Obviously, we can't always depend on that because we're not going to play every game here. But I liked the way guys competed. It wasn't perfect. We made mistakes. But in terms of the guys that were on the floor for the majority of the time, I liked what I saw.
Over on the right.
Coach Gard, what led to your decision to play heavy minutes for Brad Davison over Brevin Pritzel, and how do you feel like that impacted your team's performance, especially down the stretch?
Well, if you've been around Brad Davison, you understand these are the type of games he flourishes in. He likes being physical. He likes getting on the floor. He made a lot of good things happen. So maybe I should have even played Brad even more.
Okay.
Greg, that 4-minute stretch to end the first half where you guys pulled back even, how much does that do for, I think you had 4 underclassmen on the floor, how much does that do for their confidence in being able to play together?
I think we had 3 freshmen at one point in time on the floor, in the first half, I know. Every experience for these guys is a chance to grow, and regardless, it's a pretty quiet locker room right now. They wanted to win tonight, even though they're young. And there's a lot of guys that this is the first time they've stepped into the bright lights, full arena, that type of a game. They compete, and I liked the way they battled. I thought our freshmen, for the most part, played pretty well. I thought Aleem did some good things. He was a little late on a couple closeouts. They gave Gates a couple threes, but after that, he got a little bit better with those, and it'll be, again, it's a great opportunity for these guys to learn, because they're going to not only experience what they did here tonight, but we'll go through and pull all the clips and watch it again. Some of it will be reliving good things. Some of it will be reliving things that we got to get a lot better at.
Gennaro?
Building on that, I mean, the closing minutes, does it basically come down to their experience sort of making the difference in the final minutes?
Well, and shot selection. You know, we made a mistake on Blewett, and good players set you up. He started one way and came back the other way off a screen, and we didn't follow our rules in terms of chasing it, so we got free on that one. We come down to the other end. I think we missed. I think Brad, then I think we drove baseline. We had something else called, but he saw an opening and took advantage of it. You know, he'll learn that he needs to jump stop, pump fake, and draw a foul there. That at this level, that's unlikely going to be called unless you're going to jump stop and draw contact. So they get 3, we don't get anything. Come back down. Then I think there was a loose ball scrum, and then they hit the 3 in transition. Then I think we missed a 3 at the top of the key in a transition off a free throw because then we fouled after Brad. I don't know the exact sequence, but I think we fouled in there too. So it's a matter of, yeah, they made some plays, but we also at our end need to be more efficient. And what was the decision? And what was called versus what did we try to do? And why did we do it? Did we see an opening? We'll evaluate and grade all the shots, but specifically, you know, we talk a lot about cause and effect and what caused you to make that decision, and here was the effect of it on both ends of the floor. So this is good for our guys. This is a great experience, and now what we do with it, what they do with it, will show how fast we can grow and mature from it, because we turn right around. It doesn't get any easier on Monday in Kansas City with Baylor. So this group has a challenging schedule.
Brad missed all 4 of his field goal attempts in the second half after an energizing first half. I mean, do you think did something change in the second half, or how did his game develop as the game went on?
I'd have to look at each shot and see what type of shot he took. I know the one he took in transition off the free throw set was a good shot. He shot faked, and McCure went by him, and at that point in time we had to take a 3, and that was a set. That was a design. The one I talked about on when he went baseline, you know, he'd probably like to have that one back. I'd have to look and see exactly what the other 2 were, and just evaluate. Was there a closeout? Was it something was somebody else more open? Was it a rush shot? The shot clock, where was it at? What type of? So we'll grade all those, but 2 for sure I know that one was good. The other one I'm sure he'd like to have a redo.
Tommy.
Coach, down to your left. Obviously, Xavier, being a team that likes to pick up the pace and get out in transition, how did you think your guys did controlling the tempo and trying to slow down this fast team?
Well, we try to take away transition from any team. I mean, and obviously if we can get transition, we'll take it. So it's not Xavier specific. Early, I didn't think we were very good. I thought we gave up too much in transition. We got better at that as time went on. And 1 or 2 in the second half, I think the ball got right to the rim in transition. We got better as the game went on. But we've got to be better we got to be locked in from the start and make sure the ball gets stopped. And some of that will be what happened on the other end to create that transition opportunity. What type of shot was taken? What was our positioning? Did somebody run up on the ball that they shouldn't have? Did we follow our rules in transition? And so we'll grade all those out. But early, no, we were too porous defensively in terms of in transition.
Got time for one more for Coach Jeff.
Yeah, Greg, you mentioned being physical, and you've also talked about some guys, if their shot's not falling, if they're not scoring, they let it get to them and affect their game. Is Andy in that boat now, Van Vliet, based on what we saw tonight?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of areas he can grow in. And this is the first time he's really had accountability and responsibility placed upon his shoulders in that, and he's adjusting to it. You know, it's just a different mindset that when you are in possession for possession games that you have to have, and when you're giving up extra possessions, that hurts. And so he's grown. He understands, as do several other guys, that we need to mature in that area. You know, even though he's a junior, he hasn't been on the floor because the deficiency in that area was way more than what it is now. It's not there yet, but it's better than what it was, and that's why he's able to be on the floor and do some things. So now he has an experience with it. He understands what I've been talking about for 3 months since Australia when I first brought it up, where we needed to grow as a team and now you have another example, and we'll see some of that stuff on film on Saturday.
Thanks, Greg.